let's get started about branding. So branding is how we think and feel about something. Here's where a lot of people have a break. And this is why personal branding to me is at a personal level really important. When I was working at Goldman Sachs, in the first half of my career took off. I'm also very dependable, reliable, take initiative, right? I work really hard. And so even when they had different rounds of layoffs, you know, they have layoff, rehire, layoff, rehire. Every time there was a layoff, I didn't have to worry because I didn't deliver 100%. I delivered 120%. I did the things before my boss asked. And so I would get promoted, I would get raises. And then suddenly my career stalled. Now we all know what happens when your career stalls. You blame your boss, right? So I was unhappy. I blame my boss. It's all her fault, all his fault. They're not giving me the opportunities. I do such a good job. You know, why don't you see me in this light that I can be the next level up? And every year my performance reviews would come back. You know, Natalie is very good with teamwork. Natalie is very good at what she does. And I think there was something like hardworking. There was an attitude thing there as well. Okay, so I don't remember the third one, but there were always five KPI. 3 of them I always hit really high marks. And then the bottom 2, I call them the bottom 2 because they were my bottom 2, was always like leadership and strategy. They said it was 0. And I was like, no, I have leadership and strategy. You just don't give me the platform to actually show you. So finally, at one point, I did switch internally to another department. It was a completely different job. And to be honest, that job was a much better fit. And I just naturally, that's where the next stage of this talk is the superpower. That's where I discovered my superpower. And as I did that job, after 1 year, I had my performance review again. So remember, I've had like 6, 7 performance reviews before, and they all came back the same every year. And then when the next performance review, the first time in my new department, they gave me a performance review. This is what my new boss said. Top marks for strategy and leadership. And then there was the other stuff. And I'm like scratching my head. I didn't change. I still brought the same commitments and dedication to my work. As far as I knew, I was doing things the same way. Of course, it was a different job and it utilized different skills and talents, but still, right? I didn't hide anything of me before and then pumped it up afterwards. And so at that point, that's when I realized, you know what I was selling myself as before was not what the new job, not the promotion that I wanted required. In personal branding, it's about credibility. Okay? It's the ability to inspire trust in another. And so when we're inspiring trust that they feel that we can do the job and do it well. But which job? I was focused on telling them I could do my current job really well, therefore you should promote me. When actually what I needed to do was, I can do the next level job really well, and therefore you should promote me. Okay, so what got you here won't get you there. For you, all of you, I'd love to invite you all to give a think too. Let's take like 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. For what you have now, all those wonderful words that you have now, what is the next step that you want? And this goes back to your handout. So this is page 3. What is your next step career goal is the first question. And then we need to factor in, who is your audience? Your boss, your boss's boss. What's their expectation for that next step? What resonates with them and what will impress them? So for example, I'm just taking this as an example. For example, maybe Carmen right now, for her job right now, her boss does trust her that she's dependable, takes initiative, and she's very informative. Let's pretend that Carmen's next step, her boss actually would expect courtesy, leadership, and inspiration. Now, it doesn't mean that, Carmen, you need to change your personality. We all have so many facets. Who says 3 words? It could be 10 words. It could be 20 words. But just taking 3 arbitrarily is just so we can focus. You can use 5 words if you like. But of the 10, 20 million things that make up who we are, that makes up who Carmen is, right? Your friends will say something about you, will give 3 words. Your family would give you 3 words. Some colleagues here would give you 3 words. Maybe your old company, your other bosses will give you another 3 words. Of all those things that make up who Carmen is, because you're multidimensional, which 3 should you focus on delivering that message again and again at work so that the people at work can see, yeah, you have what it takes. for that next step. For those of you who are active on social media, I'd love to connect with you. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. This is also my official WeChat account in case anyone uses WeChat.